So this is a wonderful bread. It's a great tea bread. And we want to start with some flour in a bowl, so about 2 cups of flour. And then we want to add, a little bit of cloves. I like about 1/4 teaspoon of those. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. A pinch of salt. So that's your dry ingredient mixture. So you just want to mix this up. This is very easy to do in a bowl. You want to use a stand mixer, you can do that. So mix it all around so it's all well blended. And then we're just going to set this aside while we work with the wet ingredients. So let me put that over here and get the next thing going. So the next thing are our wet ingredients. So for that, in a separate bowl, you want to have 3 eggs. I like to start with large eggs for this. So 3 large eggs. And I'll tell you, when I have zucchini in the garden, at night I sneak over to my neighbors and I just leave it at their doorstep because I have so much of it, I don't know what to do with it. So there are the eggs. And now we're going to just whip those up a little bit. Get them fluffy. Okay, that looks good. Now we want sugar. Here's about 1.5 cups of sugar. That goes in. And beat that in. Get that well blended. When you don't feel the machine or your little hand mixer making any kind of gritty feeling with the beaters, you know that you've mixed it enough. So if you can still kind of gauge it, it's a little gritty at the base of the mixing bowl, you want to beat it until you don't sense that anymore. Because that's going to make a really fluffy bread. Okay, then we need some fat in this. And for this, we're using oil. So you can either use olive oil if you want to. You could use a sunflower oil, safflower oil. So you add 3/4 cup of oil, and then you beat again. Meanwhile, you have your oven on ahead of time, preheated to 350 degrees. That looks good. And now a little vanilla. Vanilla, it's really the extract. You don't want to have just flavoring. You want the extract, which is 35% alcohol. And you mix that in. All right, that's looking good. Now we need to add our dry and wet mixture together. So here's our flour. I'm going to, wait a minute, before I do that, I forgot, got to add the zucchini. So here's the zucchini, really dry zucchini. So what we did was we shredded the zucchini, and then we laid it out on a cookie sheet, put it in the oven, and just dried it out for about 20 minutes to take out that excess moisture. Now we can add the dry ingredients. So there's our flour mixture with our spices. That goes in. And we mix this up until that's well blended. There's a lot of different flavors going on here. Okay, so now we have this. We want to add some lemon zest. A large lemon, because that'll give you, I would say, about a tablespoon of the zest. So a cup of dried figs, chopped dried figs, goes in. This is what I mean by there's a lot of different flavors going on here. And then I like nuts with this too. So a cup of nuts, walnuts, almonds, whatever it is that you like. And now we're going to fold that in. This is going to make 2 breads. One for you and one to give. Look at how thick that is. So now we want to fill them. So these are 8 by 4 by almost 4 inches. So 2 of those if you're going to do this size. So let's try to fill one neatly. I want to come up about 3/4 of the way. Don't put it all to the top in one. Kind of just play with it. Then you can go back and even them out. Oh, I'm so glad I've got muscles in my arms because holding this pan. Just wipe up that edge. Give them a little tap. They're ready. The oven's on at 350 and in they go.